What if you could fight cancer not from the outside, but from the inside? Today we're going to dive into a medical revolution that started with a super dangerous element and evolved into one of the smartest, most precise cancer treatments we have.
Okay, so picture this challenge. You need to destroy a cancerous tumor buried deep inside the body, but you want to leave the healthy tissue around it as untouched as possible. How would you even do that? Well, that exact problem led to one of the most clever ideas in all of oncology.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll unpack the brilliant concept of fighting cancer from the inside out. Then we'll meet the original hero of the story, radium, and, uncover its pretty tragic flaws. And finally, we'll see how a whole new generation of scientific tools rose up to create the safer, smarter treatments that are used today.
All right, let's jump right in. How exactly do you attack a tumor from within?
The answer is a technique called brachytherapy. Now, what's so cool about this is just how elegant and simple the concept is. Think of it like this. Instead of shining a giant radiation flashlight from outside the body, you place a tiny, super powerful radioactive light bulb directly inside or right next to the tumor. This lets you just blast the tumor with a really high, concentrated dose of radiation exactly where it needs to go, which minimizes the damage to all the healthy cells around it.
But every great idea needs the right tool to actually make it happen. To make this work, scientists needed one of those light bulbs, a source of radiation. And back in the early 20th century, they found one that honestly seemed like pure magic.
And that answer was radium. This stuff, discovered by the legendary Marie and Pierre Curie, was an absolute powerhouse. For the very first time, doctors had a radioactive source they could physically place inside the body to attack tumors directly. It was the OG hero of this story, pretty much launching the entire field of brachytherapy all by itself.
And you can just feel the excitement from that era, right? This quote here really nails that feeling. All of a sudden, they had a real, tangible weapon, a tool they could use with this newfound precision against a disease that had seemed just unbeatable. It truly must have felt like a miracle.
But as is so often the case with powerful new discoveries, that miracle had a really dark side. Radium was an incredible pioneer, for sure, but it was also deeply, deeply flawed and frankly just plain dangerous.
Yeah, radium was kind of like an old, unpredictable king. As it decayed, it released radon, which is this nasty radioactive gas that could leak out and harm, everyone nearby. It also shot out these incredibly powerful gamma rays that were so penetrating you needed super thick lead shielding just to be in the same room with it. And the real kicker? Its half-life was 1,600 years. I mean, think about that. Any waste from it was going to be a dangerous problem for literally dozens of generations. So yeah, the reign of this flawed king had to come to an end.
So that created a huge challenge for science. We needed a new generation of heroes, radioactive sources that were engineered from the get-go to be safer, smarter, and way more effective. And this slide just shows you what a massive leap forward that was. It's night and day. On the left, you've got radium's brute force approach, unpredictable and dangerous. And on the right, you see the incredible precision of a modern source like iridium-192. No dangerous gas, its energy is lower, which makes it so much easier and safer to manage. It's literally the difference between using a sledgehammer and a surgeon's scalpel.
And today, it's not just one new hero, we have a whole armory to choose from. You've got a longer-lasting source like cesium-137, which is perfect for certain treatments. Then there's the workhorse, iridium-192, super versatile for all sorts of cancers. And for really delicate spots like the prostate, you can use a low-energy source like iodine-125. It delivers its punch over a really short range without damaging anything nearby. It's all about having the exact right tool for the specific battle you're fighting.
So what's the big picture here? What does this whole evolution from one flawed element to this amazing toolkit of advanced sources actually mean for patients and doctors? Well, the impact is, it's just enormous. Okay, if there's one number you remember from all of this, let it be this one, over 95%. That's the estimated reduction in radiation exposure to doctors and nurses thanks to these modern sources and things like robotics. I mean, just think about that. It's an absolutely staggering jump in safety, protecting the very people who are on the front lines providing care. All right, so let's wrap this journey up. We started with this brilliant idea, fight cancer from within. Radium, our flawed pioneer, proved it was possible, but man, was it dangerously imperfect.
The real revolution came from its successors, the safer, smarter tools that transformed the concept into a precise, life-saving reality for patients today.
And that brings us right to the edge of the future, doesn't it? We've gone from these crude, clunky radium needles to microscopic, precisely controlled seeds. It really makes you wonder, what's coming next? I mean, with nanotechnology just exploding, could we one day see radioactive sources that literally build themselves after they get inside the tumor? It's a pretty wild thought to end on.